Have you ever fantasized about becoming a celebrity assistant? If you said yes, please be alert because the news popping out of the celebrity world is unfavorable. The Kardashian family tree had a dramatic bloom, and they have dominated the media since 2007. We know their ultra-luxurious life, their mighty beauty and fashion companies, and the endless cascade of the family drama monopolizing the headlines. But some nauseating instances spilling out of the youngest Kardashian, Khloé's team, will leave you dumbstruck. In today's video, let's unveil the petrifying life of Khloé Kardashian's assistants. The Good American co-founder turns out to be a bad American regarding her attitude toward workers. Reportedly, Khloé's team members have been undergoing extreme stress and bullying amidst restless travel and chores. Khloé's assistant obtains a lawsuit. Khloé's former household assistant E.T. Matthew Manhard brought a suit against her. Matthew Manhard was fired for taking a leave of absence following a knee injury. According to the lawsuit obtained by Manhard, he began working for Khloé and her two kids in 2019. Manhard states that he dislocated and fractured his kneecap in 2022, which required surgery and hospitalization. Kardashian was informed the next day that he wouldn't be able to work due to his injury and would be taking a leave of absence. Now, one would expect some compassion or assistance from Khloé to her injured assistant, as any good employer should have. But what happened was the opposite. Manhard's role was terminated when he returned to work 6 months later. Matthew decided to get his former employer in trouble after this cruel mistreatment. In his lawsuit, he also claimed that Khloé failed to pay him overtime on days he worked 12-hour shifts. He also noted that the reality star contravened multiple California labor laws. He could not take his legally required breaks because she kept him busy with tasks. Matthew also mentioned that his professional reputation was miserable after being expelled. It affected his remuneration and other benefits. In response to these accusations, Khloé reposted a video on her Instagram story where a woman was talking about the need to keep boundaries. The speaker says how it feels knowing that the thief can come into your space because of improper boundaries. In that post, she targets her servant, who takes advantage of the freedom she gave him to say whatever he likes. She also found it unfortunate to learn that a former employee would choose to go this route. According to Khloé Kardashian, Matthew Manhard was properly classified and compensated for his role. A representative for Khloé has condemned the allegations, telling the public they are not ready to sit and take the false claims. As per Khloé's sources, towards the end of his employment, Manhard was on a leave of absence for an extended period, and the role eventually needed to be replaced. They also added that they would not endure the false accusations and prove this is an insignificant lawsuit. Do you think Khloé is the only Kardashian sister that's ever been sued or accused of violating California labor laws? It's not the first time the Kardashians' business practices have been questioned. It would be best if you steeled yourself to behold a series of bullying stories revealed by the former assistants of the Kardashians. Just a year before Matthew's suit against Khloé, Kim Kardashian had been alleged as a bad employer for ignoring the California labor law. While just one person filed Khloé's lawsuit, the lawsuit against Kim was obtained by 7 former workers, including gardeners and housekeepers. They had legally complained that the working hours were not smooth and they were always hard-pressed. There were no proper means to record their working hours or pay accordingly. They were also not supplied with appropriate food on time. It wasn't very pleasant that sometimes they did not even have time to eat. The lawsuit stated that Kardashian maltreated the staff members in all ways possible, such as paying them insufficient compensation, failing to pay overtime, delaying payments, and withholding 10% of their income as taxes that were reportedly never remitted to the government. The Kardashians did not reimburse the expenses that they met as part of the employees. Besides all this maltreatment, they were denied their rightful emoluments once they were terminated for any reasons. However, when it was time for the Kardashians to respond, a spokesperson for Kim said these workers were engaged and paid for by a third-party vendor. Kim is not a party to the agreement between the vendor and their workers, therefore, she is not answerable for how the vendor manipulated their business. Unjustified job profiles. It's an awful exploitative policy that ensures eager, inexperienced, and poorly paid employees remain inexperienced and poorly paid. Underpaid and overworked employees. If you are wondering how poorly paid you can be while working for a multimillionaire like Khloé, listen to what the former employee talked about being unable to afford gas to go to work. But the craziest part is that many people want to be a Kardashian employee as they dream about the comfy journeys and long weekends they enjoy with them as part of their job. Though it is expected that when you're working for Khloé, you'll have to travel a lot. It isn't very pleasant to swallow that all the travel is certainly not for the experience or for the fun of it. It's for overtime work. For Khloé Kardashian's employees, the role or job description remains invalid. If you are needed on a trip, you are expected to be there fully. Unfortunately, sometimes they are meant for babysitting and ensuring Khloé's life is as stress-free as possible. Although this sounds manageable and nothing torturous, the way Khloé approaches and handles her travel staff is bad enough that they get screwed up every second with her complaints. Social media obsession. Khloé's obsession with her perfection of Instagram posts has tormented her employees like hell. They are also expected to ensure that her social media constantly pops off with adorable posts. Her assistants are called at all odd hours to ensure that the perfect picture highlighted in the perfect post with a perfect caption is put into the profile every time. In fact, this part of the job description is known to all as one time Khloé posted a less than perfect picture on her page, which indicated that probably an assistant had messed up and the consequences would be extreme. After an unflattering picture of Khloé Kardashian went viral in 2021, someone tweeted Khloé Kardashian's assistant that posted her unedited bikini photo on her Instagram and is about to be fired as soon as possible. Considering the list of Kardashian employees that have spoken out about their unfair treatment and toxic working conditions they experience, it is evident that not even a tiny bit of clutter is not tolerated. There's no space for a mess up to even happen in the first place. It is crazy to know that behind each dazzling picture of Khloé lies her employees' sleepless nights and suffering. Greedy branding. The bossy Khloé is the co-founder of the Good American denim brand. And the brand was a huge success, but it seems the workers are not as happy as the owner. According to recent reviews from supposed current and former employees, the brand is a high-stress environment with an overall rating of 2.9 out of 5. Reportedly, only 26% of these employees have a positive outlook for the business. Khloé's employees have anonymously claimed that the working environment is exhausting and has many drawbacks. Employees are unable to balance their work and life, and the poor culture management affects them badly. It is also noted that management constantly manipulates the turnover, leading to toxic leadership. In the beginning, it feels like working towards making the world a better place. But once anybody is into the work, it is very clear that none of the management team believes in the values and only cares about money. What do you think about Khloé Kardashian's and her family's outlook on her employees? Isn't it a violation of human rights? The Kardashians are the most talked about family on the globe. Their ostentatious lifestyle and captivating aura pale compared to the dark secrets they have tried to keep out of the spotlight. While many of us may have wished to experience the flash and fancy of their exemplary lifestyle, it is time to review your thoughts. After listening to the despairing stories of assistants of Kardashians, we should be more thankful for our not-so-glamorous jobs. In spite of being so rich, the Kardashians lack humanity and generosity. This perspective is something that disturbs our mind. Do you think the workers came up with fake allegations? Was it meant to degrade the reputation of the family? Please share your thoughts on Khloé Kardashian's attitude in the comment section. Subscribe to our channel for more interesting news from the celebrity world videos. Bye for now!